Hi, this is Simone, and I'm the Zen Mommy. I help people with spiritual awakening and navigating your ascension. And today I want to talk about, I just had that topic. Oh, getting how to get into alignment with Source. If you're new to my channel, please hit subscribe and the bell button to notify you of my next video. And thank you for joining me today. And all my subscribers, I really appreciate all of your support. So, the reason why I talk about talk about this subject, how to get in alignment with Source, because the most important part of ascension and our energy and the awakening and law of attraction and getting everything that we desire is about being in alignment with your soul, being able to connect to your soul. And so a lot of times when we have a lot of problems or things keep going wrong, and you have to understand you're an energy, and energy attracts like vibrations. Law of attraction manages those vibrations and lines you up with whatever matches you. So things keep going wrong. You have to start looking within. You can't blame, the mailman for not delivering the check on time. You can't blame the guy from cutting you off on the freeway. You have to look within. You look within, and you have to understand that whatever negative event that happened to you is something you attracted into your experience because of your because you became unaligned at some point with Source. And so, even with law of attraction, if you're not matching the vibration to get what you need, if you're instead attracting toxic situations, you have to understand that you have fallen out of alignment with yourself. So, how do I get into alignment with Source? How do I connect to my soul? First things first is you gotta purify your energy. You gotta clear it. Okay. One of the best ways, of course, the number best way is to meditate, because you have to understand that this is all a mental process. We're talking about the spirit. This is not about this human body. You need to connect with. You have to understand that this body and your physical, you're two. Okay, you're split up into non-physical and physical, spirit and body. Now, this body comes with the ego, personality, and everything. That's the experience for this creation. But we've always been a non-physical spirit. So let's get in alignment with that spirit. How do we do that? It starts in the mind. So when you begin to clear your mind of any type of, negative vibrational energy, you begin to purify. You become more in alignment with Source. So as you meditate, you take deep breaths. You breathe in and you breathe out. And each time you do that, you begin to like put a relaxation in your body and mind, and it begins to clear out some of that old baggage. Then you'll be able to sit still and just focus on the spiritual aspects, right? And as you're focusing on those aspects, you want to start picturing things in your mind that make you feel good about yourself, high vibrational things. You want to say you want to feel better, whatever you're trying to manifest in life. You think that manifesting these things like my career, my business, having children, you think that those things will make you feel good, right? So in order to match that vibration, you have to feel good. So in order to do that, when you're going into yourself, you're making yourself feel good. Let's say you want to manifest a family one day. You want to have kids running around in a home. So you start to think of the day that happens. You imagine your life, your kids, your beautiful home, and you begin to get so into the imagination that you're smiling and you're excited to come home and have this whole family you never had before, and you get into that joy feeling. And you don't think about getting it. You don't think about how it's going to happen. Okay. So the thinking about how will put your mind in stress then you'll get into a lower vibration. So you have to let go of the how, because the how is going to be like, I got to meet somebody. I got to get pregnant. I got to do this. I got to get a house. That could take 5 to 10 years from now. Right. It's not, you can't even think like that. You have to think, you get in that moment as if it's already happening. That's going to put you in your highest vibrational point. Your highest vibrational point is Source, is your inner being. Whenever you're aligned to Source, or your inner being, Source, your spirit, your soul, whenever you're aligned, you're in the highest of vibrations. You feel absolutely amazing. Whenever you feel less than amazing, you're no longer aligned to source. You're aligned to the physical at that point, the ego or whatever. And so when it comes to aligning with source, is you have to begin to start choosing thoughts. You're going to have thoughts running through your mind all day. They're going to be negative thoughts. They're going to be positive thoughts. They're going to be thoughts that make you worry, thoughts that make you get frustrated. So those thoughts, when they enter your mind, which you, in order to connect the source, you start connecting to a source-like thought. Okay, you think about, say, something as stressful as you're worried about it being traffic today, and you're feeling frustrated, like, oh man, if there's traffic, I'm gonna be late. I have an appointment. So what you would do, instead of worrying about the traffic, which is the low vibrational energy, which that matches you with the vibration of traffic, so you will be in traffic. Then you get into the vibration of it being no traffic, and how smooth your day will go, and how easy to drive. You'll be on time for your appointment, whatever it is. Maybe it's a job interview and you're getting a new amazing job. But you have to lean towards the positive of the situation that's in your mind. Okay? So, but if you're leaning towards the negative, it splits you away further from source. And so that's why meditation, it needs to be a daily part of your practice. And also, you need to start an alignment process at night before you go to bed. You need to go to bed appreciative, thankful. You need to set intentions for a good night rest and wake up refreshed and energetic. And when you wake up, you spend a few more moments to appreciate. You make gratitude lists. You meditate. You start focusing on positive things. If you start your energy like that in the beginning of the day, and you want to do it before everyone is awoke, while the energy is already quiet in the world, right? If you do it in the morning, you can set the tone of your whole day, your whole experience. It's the universe. The law of attraction will begin to align you with positive situations and positive people and positive things that you could do that day. But imagine waking up, first thing you're worried about is traffic. The next thing you know, you might have 3 accidents on the way to work. And I notice this happens with Dorian because he has to drive to work. He's always complaining about traffic. So I'm always trying to shift him out of that, right? And he's like, it's always more and more accidents. And I'm trying to tell him, I know it's different when you're the one in the situation, but like, if you could really shift it out of thinking that and not worry about, even if it is going to keep being traffic, if you can mentally shift your mind out of it, you eventually shift yourself into a timeline where there's less chaoticness in your reality. So you have to always know that everything is you. Everything is drawing to the center of you. There's nothing that is out of your control as much as that it feels like it. And that's the thing, is you have to take control. You take control, purify your energy, take control with your thoughts, become in alignment with self, and choose what's positive that comes to your mind. Because, your mind, the physical mind, the ego is going to always throw in the doubt. It's going to throw in the fear. And it's up to you if you're going to align with that and manifest the rest of your day like that, or whatever comes next. And so I'm learning that too with coming into alignment, because I noticed that when Dorian and when we ended up in a hotel for 6 weeks, almost 2 months, because our house, we just moved in, we've been here for a month, a condo, and there was a leak in the walls, then there was mold, and then there was an infestation, and then just things kept going wrong. And Dorian even mentioned while we were staying in the hotel, then things was going wrong in the hotel. I had the same, there was a draining problem with the tub. We got to the hotel, that room had a draining problem, and then it became issues with the maids that they weren't doing their job, and it was like, and Dorian says to me, Simone, you know what? I think that we're not in alignment, because why are we attracting all these things? We should have been, this shouldn't have never happened. And I completely agree. Like, why would we finally be blessed with this wonderful place? Now, all of a sudden, these things go wrong, because you know what? We have been not aligned the way we should be. We hadn't been faithful in our practices. And everything, we were getting more focused on this 3D physical reality, and we have to understand that we're not just a physical, we're a spirit. So you need to treat your spirit like it's a part of you. And that's one thing I I wanted to talk about is you treat your spirit as a part of you. You treat it as a part. You treat yourself. This is what I would do. Treat yourself as two, an entity of two. You're many. Your consciousness is all connected. But let's just say for this experience, treat yourself as the non-physical and the physical, right? So what I do sometimes when I meditate, and this is when it comes to connecting to your soul and your inner being, is I separate the two. And you have a conversation with it. You get to know it. You get to know what it likes, what it does. So you start thinking about what makes you happy, what gives you a high vibration. And let's just say, for instance, I like, making natural products. I like making face masks, bath and body bombs. I like making candles, and that makes me feel good. And you know why? That right there, that's the inner being, that's the soul. Okay, that's a high vibration to create. See, when you're creating something, you're accessing source energy. You're accessing that part of your being, and so that's why it's in a high vibration. And so you want to find out what it is that your soul enjoys to do. And that's the thing you want to focus on. You want to visualize yourself doing it, and then you want to actually do it. You want to actually get up and paint. You want to actually get up and garden or whatever it is your soul likes. So you take this opportunity to develop a relationship with yourself. Yes, people always say, "Oh, talk to yourself is crazy." No, talk to yourself, because when my thoughts come to me from my higher self, they're actually my thoughts, and they're just my higher vibration, positive thoughts, but they occur in my mind like it's me talking to myself. That's exactly what it feels like when you're communicating with your higher self. It's you talking to yourself. So my higher self tells me, you need to be meditating more. This is why you had this shift. This is how you're going to shift your vibration to higher. This is how you're going to get back in alignment with me, is you need to start purifying your energies. My higher self told me that. I told myself that in thoughts. But see, I have separated and I call it my higher self. And that kind of helps you understand what the process is. So when it comes to like that spirit communication and stuff, sometimes you can just look at it as, this is me. This is the positive aspects of me. This is the non-physical. Then it's the physical you who's been through stuff. This human body, this ego, this experience on earth, we've been through some stuff. We've been used, abused, hurt. We've been put in many low vibration situations, not knowing who we truly are. So you have to start aligning less with that person and aligning more with who you truly are, because that spirit of you was here all along. Okay, it was here before this creation. It's going to be here for the next. It's going to be here through eternity and infinity, because that is you. And this is just one of your many, many experiences. So focusing on learning ourselves again is kind of what this whole thing is about. We come here with amnesia. We forget who we are on purpose just to remember who we are again. So it's a part of that process of learning who you are and leaning towards that person more so than the physical person. And learning how to integrate the two, and when you do that, you can come in alignment and have a high vibrational life, and you can pretty much manifest anything into reality. It really is about what you subconsciously believe. If you want to have everything work out for you and you just sit home and do nothing, that is so possible. But a lot of times we don't believe it's possible because the physical person who's been in this life hasn't seen that as a possibility. The ego collects past data and only lives off of, the last time you got in the car and drove, you was in an accident. Maybe you should be careful and not do that again, right? But that's the experience of the physical body. Okay, the experience of the non-physical, there is no accidents. And so anyways, I wanted to talk. I remember someone did ask a question, how to align the source or how to connect to your soul. And I guess that's both of this. It's like, this is how you begin to connect to your soul and get in alignment with source. And this is how you begin to learn how to love yourself. You have to understand, like when you do things like, when you do, when you negative self-talk, saying, I look ugly, or I'm fat, or my nose is big, or I got this pimple. And you look at yourself, this is the physical experience saying these things is wrong. We understand your high vibrational spirit, soul, that doesn't feel good. that doesn't feel good to know that you're hurting yourself. You're not loving yourself. We are one in this. Okay. And if as a high vibrational soul, I'm always in love with myself, then I have to start shifting my physical self to be in love with myself. And when you begin to really love yourself, you'll begin to start aligning with source, and you start to know when those negative thoughts come. I get a subscriber say something really nasty, and instead of being aligning and getting upset about the thought, those thoughts come, and I just feel like, it just shifts out of my reality. It doesn't even bother me because I know who I am and I love myself. And guess what? When I am more focused on that, I wouldn't be attracting those negative thoughts. But let's just say it did come through, because for a second, because that happens to us, we can't stay aligned to source all day at this moment, at this point. We can't stay in a high vibration. But the key is to start noticing when you start the jumps. It's when you start to seek into a low vibration with the negative self-talk. And or with looking in the mirror and thinking like, I look horrible. You can't think that. You're a spirit. You're beautiful, and you are even your spirit sees you and thinks you're the most beautiful thing in the world. You're a creation that you've created, that your source energy has created. And imagine being the physical spirit, being the creator of this. Wouldn't you look in awe at this beautiful creature you created? That's the kind of energy you need to have about yourself. You need to be like, oh, this is beautiful. I am beautiful. I can't believe that I created this and I'm here living this physical life. And you start shifting it. Everything starts going smooth in your reality and working out. And so I hope that this video helps some people, cheers them up, puts them in, helps them get in alignment with source. Because I know I talk a lot about getting in alignment with source and loving yourself in order to attracting your soulmate or somebody the right person into your life. Is you have to love yourself. You have to love your soul. Find your soul first, and then you will mate with your soul. And so a soulmate is a mating of two souls. So you need to mate with your soul and love your soul. Then you attract it, because you have to understand we're connected. That soulmate is you. That's your soul too. So the more you find and love yourself, that's all you're going to attract into your experience. Thank you for watching. Peace and love. Namaste.